The next morning, they headed back toward Briarville. They had discussed their options. Till needed to find his family, but he didn't want to search for them on his own. Lucky was sure he knew how to warn the Count and stop the Freeman, but they needed to hurry. Soon the boys reached the edge of a low meadow. Lucky scanned their surroundings carefully, then chose to remain under cover of the trees a while longer before heading into the open. By the time the sun had climbed halfway up, the boys could see the village below them, little strands of smoke winding their way into the sky. Lucky and Till entered the village and made their way to a small house with a large garden. Lucky walked around the house looking for someone. "Mina?" He waited for an answer. "Auntie Mina, are you home? It's Lucky." Before long, a stout woman carrying a big empty basket under one arm came around the house and drew back in surprise as she saw them. "Well, I'll be. I haven't seen you in weeks, you little rascal. Stop worrying me like that." Mina sounded angry and Till looked up with concern. But when he saw her round, happy face, he could tell that she was rather glad and possibly even relieved at seeing Lucky. Lucky walked up to her and let himself be hugged. "I always love to eat your delicious sunflower bread, but that's not why we're here." He put his hand on Till's shoulder. "I'm helping Till look for his family. But look at the clothes he's wearing." Lucky grabbed Till's sleeve and held up the thin fabric for Mina to inspect. "Nights are getting cold, and Till desperately needs some warmer clothes. Do you have anything to help?" Aunt Mina sorted through a few of the piles, took out a sweater, grabbed another, and finally held up one for Till to try. It was a thick sheep wool sweater, heavy and warm. "Now sit down at the table and have some of that famously delicious sunflower bread with some raspberry jam or honey and a big jug of milk." The boys did not need to be told twice. When they were on the road again, Lucky steered them south of the village and back towards the way they had traveled the day before. After a while, they left the road behind and moved under the trees again. Here the panthers joined them, running ahead of them playfully, sometimes circling around and coming at them from behind. Till had not yet gotten used to their presence and eyed them worriedly whenever the animals came near. The next morning, they struck out across the flat land ahead of them, keeping the sun at their back. They could not afford to lose time if they wanted to warn the Count before the Freeman got to him. Till saw they were heading toward a line of low hills, still quite far in the distance. In the afternoon, as the sun neared the horizon, they noticed a line of very tall clouds. The thunder clouds were distant at first, but soon filled the whole sky ahead of them with their menacing bulk. Lucky spurred Till to a run. They were still in the open, but had come much closer to the hills. Behind them, the sun illuminated the high, snow-covered peaks. Ahead of them loomed nothing but darkness, interrupted only by the occasional streak of lightning flashing across the sky, followed much later by the distant sound of thunder. Running as fast as they could, the boys rushed headfirst underneath the outstretched branches. The treetops were already shaking violently from the gusts of wind raging ahead of the storm. Thunder rumbled menacingly. Till and Lucky had barely sought shelter beneath the roots of an enormous upturned tree when the first drops of rain splattered the ground and lightning flashed continuously. Till sat very close to Lucky, seeking the warmth and comfort of his friend's body near him. Sitting through a thunderstorm out in the open was nothing for the faint-hearted. Even Lucky seemed a little out of his element. Lucky wished the panthers were there to keep them company, but he had no idea where the animals were. Finally, the lightning became less frequent and the thunder reached them in quivering waves from a distance. The worst of the storm had passed. It was then that the panthers returned. Duck rested next to Lucky, and Goose had her head on her paws, looking out into the darkness, allowing Till to snuggle up to her and stay warm for the rest of the night.